How to start a cold room, frozen food business. With the dwindling economy and the rate at which jobs are being lost in some parts of the world, it becomes so very necessary that one starts a venture that would begin to thrive till maturity. This is the reason why a lot of folks, though having failed at some ventures in the past, do not relent at starting other forms of businesses. One of such businesses that a lot of folks have turned to, especially in Nigeria in the recent past years, is the cold room business. One may then begin to wonder what makes the cold room business tick and why it has suddenly become the rave of the moment. The cold room business is a very profitable one when you put the right things first, as well as learn all that is needed to be learned about this profitable business. It involves the conservation of livestock foods like chicken, fish, turkey, shrimps, and what have you for later consumption. The question therefore is, what are these things that need to be known? Here they are in details. And it is needful that as you look to starting this business, you take a cue from the following steps. Starting a cold room, sample business plan template. Do some market survey. No one goes into a business blindly without first looking to do some thorough market survey. Truth is that with the adequate market survey, you would have been able to garner a whole lot of knowledge that would make for a smooth start. You can begin with researching different cold rooms that exist. This is from the very small ones and then to the very successful ones. Much more than the internet, you may consider talking one-on-one with owners of workers at the cold room stores. Go understudy the business. The next port of call to be adhered to would be to get a particular cold room around your area or somewhere that might not be too far based on proximity, and go learn about how things are run there. You may want to reflect on knowing things like, how the day-to-day businesses are being run, how much is needed to start the business either on a small or very large scale, how many workers you need to kickstart with, as well as other vital information. Determine how you want to start and know the suppliers. This means that you must determine from the outset whether you have enough resources to start small or you want to start really big. Starting small requires that you might not need as much money as you might need if you opted to start big. One other thing really expedient to be known is the source of your foods to be stored. Whether you want to locally source for them, or want them imported, it is really important to know how your competitors do it. Get registered. If you want a kind of business that you may possibly first start from your home, then you may desert the registration process of your business. However, if starting your cold room on a large scale is very paramount to you, then you may perhaps then consider going through the appropriate quarters in your country to pull this off. Get a name that fits your cold room business and then do all the documentation required at the office. Locate a space. The cold room business requires that you are located in a strategic position, so as to reach all and sundry. You may want to consider locating your business in a shopping plaza, street, or a very busy bus stop. Be sure to get a very large space that can contain your equipment and all other gadgets that would aid in effective running of your business. Hire experienced hands. Now that things are taking shape, it is important that you hire the best of hands to start with you. You can consider starting with some experienced ones and some inexperienced ones so that you can cut some costs. If you want to start small from your home, then you may overlook hiring too many hands. Acquire the right equipment. You couldn't possibly start a cold room without the basic things needed. Here are a list of things that you just cannot do without at first. Deep freezers, generators, cutlass, knives, scales, aprons, cutting tables, buckets, cutting planks and what have you. It is needful that all these are got from the start so as to have a smooth operation. Determine the foods to deal in. One other thing that really needs to be considered is the type of livestock foods that you want to deal in. You may want to choose from a wide array of fish, Titus, tilapia, croaker, and other species of fish, different body parts of chicken, turkey, shrimps, and what have you. You may also want to focus on just a few just so that you are focused. Advertise your business. It isn't enough that you opened a business, you must have some strategic marketing plans available for you to implement on. You may want to consider some of the following marketing plans like, one-on-one marketing, handbills and flyers. You may want to also use the social media on the internet to tell folks who live around where your business is located about your new business. Do not relent on only these, as you can think of other ways to break more in. Do not stop evolving. When in business, be sure to know that it is time to keep learning new ways just so that you keep